Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live. I'm Tracy Shuchart, Senior Economist, and here's what happened while we were away. We had Goolsby on the wire, sounding very hawkish, saying the biggest problem facing our economy right now is not the collapse of industry and the collapse of jobs. It's that prices have been rising too fast. We got an inflation problem, and people hate inflation. When talking about the labor market, he said that the labor market is stable without being good, is how I characterize it. So take that for what you will, but he was sounding rather hawkish. Chile, we talk about the fundamental issues surrounding copper production. Well, Chile has just lowered its copper production forecast for the second straight quarter as weaker output from some of the country's biggest mine adds to supply constraints that have helped push up prices. The biggest copper producing nation is now expected to produce 5.27 million metric tons in 2026, down 2.6% from last year. The AI data center boom is apparently maxing out insurers. We have skyrocketing demand for insurance coverage tied to data center construction is creating growth opportunity for the industry, according to S&P Global Ratings, though AIG came out and said, but it is absolutely maxing out the P&C insurance industry in terms of limits that are required. We'll note AIG is down 9.2% on the year. We had the New York Fed research come out today. They found that credit card balances are on the rise as of mid-2026. Balances rose by $21 billion with a B in the second quarter to a collective $1.26 trillion with a T, nearing last year's all-time high of $1.28 trillion, and it isn't even the end of the year yet. That total is up 1.7% from the previous quarter. Now, the worrying news is that the percentage of credit card balances in late-stage delinquency or over 90 days past due on payments has jumped to 12.8% from 7.6% in the second quarter. We have not seen these level of rates since the Great Recession. Something to keep an eye on. We talk about the K-shaped economy, and indeed, it looks like consumers are indeed getting pinched, at least on the lower portion of the K. Now, Manus has said, if you recall Manus AI that Meta bought, Manus today said that it will soon resume operating as an independent company after Chinese regulators in April demanded Meta unwind its $2 billion acquisition of the artificial intelligence startup. And that should be happening next month. Users, if you use Manus AI, you are encouraged to download your data that might be lost in the move to an independent company. So download your stuff if you're using Manus AI. NVIDIA released Nematron 3.5 Lightning, an open source AI model that the company says is lightweight and can run on a single GPU on a laptop or desktop. It is the chipmaker's first open source model since CEO Jensen Huang vocally favored that approach last month. And in more AI news, we've got Sonos, the speaker company, is ready for a new pair of wireless headphones, the first product in an upcoming hardware wave that will see audio companies push deeper into artificial intelligence and frame its signature on a whole home system as an ideal match for cutting-edge AI models and voice interactions. So keep that in mind. And then last but not least, because I had to pick a good one, we have jellyfish swarms have knocked out 3.2 gigawatts of French nuclear power. Apparently, there's a massive influx of jellyfish that has forced Electricité de France to shut down 3 of its units at its Gravelines nuclear power plant and reduced output at a 4th, curbing a power supply when it is needed most. And I guess the the jellyfish bloom is blocking the pumping stations that pump in coastal nuclear areas. So there you go, kids. Jellyfish. And with that, I will pass it to Jim for an Edge Report.
Thank you, Tracy. We actually had zebra mussels back in Northwest Indiana at the Whiting refinery back in the day. I don't know if they cured those little pests, but let's talk about gold right now. Daily candle. Don't know how Deli does it, but to be honest with you, and I'll admit, this morning I was a little skeptical when he's like, okay, maybe we should look for places to sell the rallies here in gold. And look what happened. We're getting a little red candle developing here. We got a really big shadow on the top of the candle, little baby shadow at the bottom candle, downward pressure. This is suggesting. I do have a line in the sand, though, at 4403 spot 6. That was that swing high back here. And a lot of times these areas of resistance become support. So we'll see if we can stay above that level as we go on. The moving averages are still kind of racing upward here, as you would suggest, based on the just kind of the overall look of the latter part of the chart. And then RSI is still, slowly, gently sloping upward. Intraday, though, I mean, here's this was kind of an interesting story. The London low, the bottom of the London IB. Kind of said, okay, it's enough. This is support. We're not going any lower. That's at 41.15 spot 7. And we rallied nicely off of that, right? We didn't get to the session highs, but the USIB was okay. We hit the high first. We tagged the high of the IB first, then sold off, and then we created this swing high, a lower swing high, a lower swing high. And those are those selling opportunities that Anthony was talking about earlier when you see these levels and when it kind of aligns with other areas of interest. The volume profile is not that great. There is an official point of control. There's always an official point of control. This one's at 44.43 spot 3. It's a good one, but there's also these volume nodes that are kind of competing point of control above it, and then one a little bit below it here, although we just broke through it to the downside. We just hit that pivot level, part of the daily pivot study, 44.25 spot 4. And we are eyeing session lows, by the way, as this goes. If we do break, we have that JAX 1 level at 4,400, which is the biggest gamma exposure level on the table. And then S1 at 43.91 spot 7. Below that, Mentor, a lot of targets still. MenthorQ's one-day min, 43.82 spot 2. And then we have pretty much prior days session lows at 43.73 spot 9. So that is the story of gold. Let's shoot over to crude oil, because crude oil is still kind of driving the bus at a lot of the times across all of the major asset classes here. This is that flag pattern that Shai was talking about this morning. We did have a strong bid in crude oil. We crossed over that 150 moving average for now. Prior week high, 82 spot 33. That's where we're kind of trading right above that right now. And the prior month close kind of frames the top of that wick, that candle that we see up here, the shadow at the top of the candle right now at 84 spot 67. So we broke out of that flag pattern now to the upside, and intraday, double distribution. You can almost call it a triple distribution. Not really. I'm going to call it a double distribution. We did have a little bit of volume clustered up here around 84.37. That was 5 o'clock in the morning, but we sold off after that, right? So we have an IB break to the upside, the London IB, and then another break to the downside. And this is the big candle, 7 to 710. Huge sell-off here. That's the benchmark candle. That VWAP was in the rearview mirror. Forget about it. We started developing a lot of volume down here by, again, the official point of control, 82 spot 22. Now, we've recovered from the low of the US IB and rallied all the way up to the top of the value area. That's where that light blue hits that dark blue, I guess, or teal. I'll use the word teal. I think that's more appropriate. And that's pretty much resistance right now, right? We're framing the top of that around 83.26-ish, give or take. We've been trading along it pretty nicely here, and between that and VWAP here. So if we break VWAP to the downside, there's a whole bunch of targets, including that point of control, including previous sessions highs, by the way, 82.38. And then, again, we have that 0 DTE high vol level down, and that's at 75 I think, 81.75. Yeah, that's kind of where gamma changes. Now, on the upside, should this thing shake it off and say, no, I liked it better when we were a little higher, zero DTE call resistance at 84 even, right above that R1 level. It's providing us some pretty good targets. Then call resistance at 85, and then R2 is right next to that MenthorQ 1-day max, and that's pretty close to 85.41. So a lot of targets here still to go. We'll see if this settles down. And then this competing point of control here also. This could take over 83.16. We have this volume node here. I know we've got some order flow guys with us in a second. They will be more versed in this, but volume weakness right between 82.78. That is this afternoon's Edge Report. Let's get to the main event, and we have three young superstar traders with us today. We have Jack Gleason, Nick Furtick, and the Stowe 42. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
What's up, Jim?
Good afternoon.
Oh, man. Well, before we get started here, I got some awesome announcements.
Okay.
Wednesday, that's tomorrow, I think, by all accounts. 4 p.m., the bell's going to ring. It always does. And then we're bringing in the one and only Jared Tendler. There he is up on the big screen. Jared is going to be conducting a live coaching session for a whole hour with a couple of traders. It's going to be interactive. It's going to be super fun, very entertaining. And as I mentioned yesterday, he will be slaying some demons and spreading sunshine and happiness throughout the world. He'll take some Q&As too at the end. So if you can get in there, for sure, definitely do that. Looking forward to that. He's done these sessions a bunch of times. Number two. The second thing is Thursday is kind of a big day for Trade the Open, by the way. At 9 o'clock, we are going to have, this is going to be an all-Italian morning, I'm telling you right now, Vincent Desiano and Carmen the Big Ragu Rosato will be trading the Open live on NinjaTrader Live Thursday. First time these two guys are doing it, and super, super excited about that. 9 a.m., be there, be square.
That's cool.
I just called them the Big Ragu. I probably shouldn't have done that. I don't know. Nick is like, I'm not saying a word.
You're forgiven.
Oh, man. Any event, let's go around the board here, see what everyone's thinking. Stowe, we'll start with you. You go first.
Yeah, I'm kind of, let me see. I'm long here, but I really hate it. I'm leaning off of the six. So we built all this volume on the way down today, and we kind of retested it all on the way up, and it's holding as support as pullbacks. My only real target for today was to get to 580 and turn around. It doesn't seem like there's much interest lower. We filled a bunch of stuff that we wanted to fill. I want to go back and get into this value area, especially since we've slowed down so much, but this could just keep trending. I don't know. I'm debating. It's slowed down enough that I haven't been able to really get a short add on. So I'm leaning on some long structure right now. If I'm off sides, it's right below here. So I'll know very quickly if I'm wrong.
All right. Yeah,
That's
tricky.
my plan.
It's definitely tricky down here, but I like that. Nick, how about you? What are you thinking, man?
Well, I talk about a week so far that literally nothing has happened. If you even just want to look at this week's profile here, we barely done anything in the NASDAQ. So I kind of am leaning to trying to find longs somewhere down here. I got long earlier. I got stopped out like an hour ago. So I would like to see us potentially rotate back higher. But for the most part, yeah, there's no velocity on this tape. It's moving slow. There's not a whole lot to do. Yeah. I was able to catch a short off the open, but then I haven't really done anything positive because it just seemed like we've been drifting lower, getting chopped up, and here we are.
Yeah. All right, and we're not done yet. Day's not over yet. Jack, what do we got cooking, man?
Coming in long, MES right here. And I'm looking short the NASDAQ, but I want to see a move a little bit above. I'm worried if we take out these lows that we got a bit lower that we're going to go probably into the overnight session down to like a 73 or sorry, 7730 area would be kind of that next level of major support I have if we do start taking out these lows with conviction. And then for the NASDAQ, all the way down to a test of 29,400 would be my anticipation. But I'm thinking we've kind of potentially run out of sellers here. At least that's my hope. Not that I think buyers got a ton of control, but just get a little bit of a pop up to my limit, to 29,672, which at that point in time, I'd be looking to get short the NASDAQ, exit my ES, and then let the rest of the day play out. I do like your gold top call, or as a potential larger pullback. I may be looking for some sell setups in that to run into the remainder of the day. If we can get back up to like 44.35, so we'll take a look at that. Russell's the strongest market here today on my scoreboard. I had tweeted out my scanner yesterday in the RTH session. The NASDAQ was the weakest, trending down. I think it was 76% of the day on the prior day, and see that follow through here today. I'm interested to see what we got. I mean, the big news is obviously tomorrow. So how much more positioning needs to go on in the close, we'll find out. And those are my limits as they be.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, the gold call was Deli's this morning, by the way. I want to make sure he gets credit for that. And he was actually right on that. The other thing that was really interesting is this morning in the morning gap, and then again at Tape Talk, the conversation was about the S&P and NASDAQ spread, doing the opposite positions in these two markets when you see divergence or convergence, depending on your point of view. And you're doing it live. I don't know if you were listening this morning, but it was the topic of conversation.
I'm typically in my own head most of the day, so
I can't believe Deli stole my gold call. I'm gonna have to hit him up about that. I need credit for that. If gold's gonna sell off, I called it first, by the way. 100%.
Am I the only one avoiding credit here?
I mean, as long as somebody's trading it, I don't care who called it.
Oh no, I didn't trade it. No,
all right,
no, just called it.
Oh man! In any event,
that damn commercial, man. Every time, I actually haven't looked at gold. I'm just happy that it's working. Jim, you know my theory about that commercial. They start playing that thing, gold sells.
That's your indicator. I love it. Well, I appreciate you guys as usual. Thank you for being part of NinjaTrader Live. We will be I'm going to dip in the chat, and we'll be watching with eager eyes and wish you the best of luck on any trades.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Take care.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, chat.
Gentlemen, chat.
Nick, Stowe. Slow week for sure, but more action today than yesterday.
Oh, yesterday was physical pain.
Yeah, the action didn't really start till 11 though, which was kind of interesting. At least from how we really started that clean trend down at about 11 o'clock. But diver off the open in the NASDAQ.
Yeah, I've kind of been waiting for this pullback. I still have 77.22 all the way down there, and then 470. So I might be in front. I might be a little early on this long, but
yeah,
we got 46 points in so far today. The low is good. I like that we left that little node there. I don't like that we're building this ledge here at 52, 52.25, 52.50. I'm not loving that. There's also this jerk at 29,600 that is just it's been trying to get filled for, I don't know, hours.
Yeah, everything below 50 half here is going to start to make me lose some confidence in the ability for these longs to kind of hold this low reversal, but we'll see. She'll see. I just placed an order to short the gold at 44.43 spot one. I like how Jim calls it spot. I'm like, spot dot period. Different lingo. Hello, KTS.
What's up, KT? What's up, chat? Nick, how you living over there, Mr. Iron Ore?
My iron with my iron ore is good.
Good.
The office is coming along. We're getting there.
Good. You swimming in wires? Is that the plan?
Yeah. Yeah. You sometimes you punish yourself as an adult when you decide with this in depth of a setup, I'm going to move around the room and change everything and paint, which I guess I didn't need to do, but here we are.
Dude, painting dark colors too. Rough business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed the paint job there, Nick. Did you do that yourself?
But we got to do the rest. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next. So I want to make the desk the way it needs to be going forward, or do the walls and organize the room and then not worry about the wires that are making me insane under the desk.
Wires are hard to manage when I feel like I've given up on the wire control. I just have wires everywhere.
Yeah, it's just part of life, man. It's just, yeah, it's wire chaos. Poor Rusty gets lost in these things.
Also, I remove my computers often and take them places with me. So every time, if I were to remove all of those wires and hide them away and tuck them away, it would add another 15 minutes to my breakdown setup, which I don't care to do.
All right, 600 guy.
I don't feel judged.
Nope.
Starting to lose it here. I might cut this position early.
Yep, that was enough for me.
Yep. Well, I guess it's just going to take me out. Russell's really the only thing with a little bit of strength here today. Everything else down on the day.
Let's see. Got this
Had
guy at
myself
45. We got this guy at 53. This is a retest of that low, which was a good low. Both
Yep.
sides doing it.
My anticipation on a breakdown here in the NQ would be a 29,526 is like my first kind of target area if we do crack this low. We are. That sell was pretty aggressive for us not even to get above anything. So I would say probably for me, longs are going to be off the table unless we retake out these swing highs here at 150, and then I'll look for a pullback. I'm not going to be looking for any more longs if we take these lows out here, unless I see some structural change. Or down to the 7730s.
Yeah, EH. Two different trades, tell me. That long from 52 and a quarter, it stopped working. So I got out of 51. This is a different trade now. It might not work either.
My gold T Carter is the 50% retracement short. Yeah. So, I mean, we can talk semantics, whether or not a 50% is a fib level or not. But the halfway back short from the 930 high is where my limit is. Some would say the 50% is not a fib.
Lingo semantics, man.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Yeah, it does not matter to me. I think it is, but it's not technically in the mathematical calculations by our boy Leonardo. The old pit mid halfway back, whatever you want to call it.
Not a great tail there at 574
Nope.
on the NQ Dom.
I hate it.
Not a great tail.
They're not going to leave that, though. They're going to run it over.
I mean, it's bad enough that they might leave it.
It might cause me physical pain if
don't
they
know.
do leave it.
It's definitely this 42 guy, this 45 guy. I mean, we can tuck this. I don't need all that.
If that low ends up holding, find that quite humorous. $230 around the corner. So tomorrow, the old famous CPI number is coming out. Of course, CPI year over year expectations forecast 2.5 month over month, 0.2 increase.
That's right. Everybody loves CPI. It's the Super Bowl for analysts.
And talking heads on X.
Does Nick trade? No, he doesn't. Nope. Check again. Next quarter, he took his trade yesterday. I can't believe he was trading on the worst trading day of all time. He picked his one day. Man, yesterday was ugh. Yesterday gave me a bellyache. It was so ridiculous. Yeah, it's not doing anything fast enough. No real bid. I got that 45 guy sitting down there, 44, backing him up too.
Gonna be time to get down with the sickness here. Here we go, taking out new lows here. I'm gonna go ahead and start looking for only shorts here for the indexes, at least the time being. Gonna place an order. A couple orders here now. We need some pops to fill them though.
At least they didn't leave the damn low.
Yeah. Looks good now. I mean, no, it doesn't. It doesn't look good like buy good, but it doesn't look like it's going to make me scratch my face off.
Yeah, I think we're going back to Thursday's lows at this point. It's my assumption. 29,400 is kind of my main gravity point for the NQ and 7730s in the ES. So unless we see a break of this short structure, that's where I'm going to be shorting into or trying to.
Is Nick's name not Nick? Well, you, my friend, have stumbled into a rabbit hole on the internet that you're not prepared for. I'm just going to leave you with that.
If somebody figured out what stage names were today. Jack's name's not really Jack either. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. But
Yeah. Jack's name. And Stowe's first name is not Stowe.
nope. Come on down, 22.75.
XY's name is also not XY.
XY's name is Jin Tao. We've been through that.
Yes.
Is it actually?
No, it's not.
I mean, I would believe you.
Somebody posted the GIF from Rush Hour the other day, and I was like, hi, this is a pretty fun joke.
There goes the cascade. There goes ATR expansions there on the 5-minute chart in all the indexes, I believe, to the downside. RTY, Russell putting in expansionary bars. Russell goes from being in a long trend to I'm going to actually look for that short. How about that? That'll be the first market. That's like the last market to break down here. No work. All right. I'm getting. It's got short the Russell. See if we can get a continuation.
Had a good delta flip there.
Yeah, it's kind of bouncing in no man's land.
Yeah. I'll see what happens when we get back to that 52 guy again. See if we can bid past this seller. Don't scratch the wall. Are you kidding me? Animals. Yeah, it's Josh. It looks exhaustive, kind of, but it's looked exhaustive a couple times today. So, like, to just buy exhaustion without it exhausting into something, I don't know. I mean, I like this 48 guy because we saw, like, I had a low here. We came down into it. I liked it. Absorption, exhaustion. Worked for a second, and then we got nuked. So I have to be cognizant that, like, we're bidding back into a passive seller each time we do this. And the last time we did it was at 58. That's him up there, blue team. And we don't really have any blue team on sides until right now, if this stays on sides, but it's all red, both on sides here. So I'm gonna look for these retests to exist. And I also want NQ to come back up and talk to its point where it fell off there at 580 or so.
Yeah, anytime I see a range expansion into lows, I want to see that kind of continue to trickle down. Otherwise, I consider that like an exhaustion reversal. Like if in 25 minutes we're back above these yellow bars to the downside, holding back above it, that would make me concerned that it was just a fat stop run with nobody behind them.
Right.
But we've been trending down all day. So, or not all day, but I mean, basically all day. The highs are the open, and especially in the NASDAQ, we're lower low, lower high, low, and then just a lot. The lower, the whole cruise down was really tight. It was just a slight sell going into the last hour and a half here.
Yeah, I see that monthly VWAP down there at 535 or so. I'm not using that yet. I'm still using previous VWAP close, which is 470, but it did get a reaction. So, and it has a decent tail. It's only been 6 trading days.
There's no continuation on this Russell. It was a 1 bar move so far. I'm gonna not take this ES. I just don't want to take all or 3 of these short. Move that order though up.
And Q's kind of back to those sellers now. This 300 guy just moving down? He must be.
Yeah, being weird.
Hmm. Okay, back down here. So I'm going to lean on that passive guy now at 47. Might be early. Might be early if this is going to go lower.
You're moving at a snail's pace.
Yeah.
Swiss, those are the parabolic SAR, those gray back dots. Yeah, that's what that is on my screen.
Yeah. I mean, NQ went up and said no thanks to 580 for now. But there's a lot of business going on here, 45. $300 guys still dragging down. Interesting. Interesting.
Didn't even get up to where my limit would have been in the ES, even though I moved it higher. But that just tells me that it's still pretty aggressive here. I don't think we're gonna have any power to reverse this then.
Don't jinx
Very
it.
hard, at least. I'm short. I mean, I'm short the Russell.
Okay.
But I do think, we'll get that move. We'll get that move down. The Russell, we just expanded lower, cracked kind of that uptrend we've been in, and see where we go. But I got nothing but short orders here.
Fair enough, biblical. When is anybody right on time? Only by accident, to be honest.
High ticks and low ticks are very rare.
Yeah.
In my experience, they usually come back. All right. Starting to go my way here on the Russell.
What 300 guy? There's a guy that like 77.49 with a 300 lot order. Just move it up and down.
Yeah, he's been dragging down slowly. He started at 63. I'm sorry, started at 62, then just dragged down to 50, and now he's pulling orders down, and there's a like 160 guy in front of him. They seem to be moving in tandem. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on.
First target on my Russell is going to be a 30.35. Basically, it's 30.34.9, and then targets down at 33s. I do think we could get back to the mid of the prior day, which is 30.30. So I'm going to drag my final target down to 30.30.
Jack, you love a mid. You love him. You love a
big fan of mid everything.
Well, not everything.
Big mid guy, huh?
You like
big,
no?
big
I didn't mean
guy.
mids. That's not what I meant.
Big mid guy.
Isn't that the term the kids say now?
Yeah, I got confused. I didn't mean mid. Like I don't know. I assume
whenever. What did you mean?
Just midpoints, 50% stuff. I mean, I love it. I love it too. 50% stuff is great.
Mid-maxing. I'm mid-maxing Cooper. It's just especially on I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call today a choppy day because I think we've been more trending to the downside, but it's been slow.
Yeah.
But on days that I just think we'll gravitate, at least as soon as the market kind of turns that direction. I just kind of have this idea that we gravitate towards it. It's just kind of like a value area, inexpensive, but not volume, but just simply price. It's the middle of the price range. This hold in the NQ though currently is very bearish.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to adjust an order here in the NQ to be a little more aggressive on a short if we take out that most recent high. I'm going to be mid-maxing.
Yeah, I agree, Jason. It feels, I've been using feels a lot. Which is not good. It feels like a bit of a sell program going on. Just very, controlled. We're just gonna move this thing down. Don't worry about us. Every little pop eventually gets caught, absorbed, grind back down starts. But that being said, if this is the low, that pulled back to about halfway. So I'm looking for lower than that in NQ if we're going to get it. I really wanted to see that 470. It would be cool if we could get it done today. Just so I have it out of the way for tomorrow. Maybe I'll settle for higher. Maybe I will. Maybe I will settle for higher. I don't know why I'm being such a stickler for that. We did come down. We tested this node in ES. We tested this little guy, this balancy guy that we left from. It might be enough. That's the actual.
Definitely one of those days that makes you want to pause and come back, I feel.
Yeah. This is also the value area low on my rolling 6-day right here at 538. I would just like to get to the other side of this. I just want to talk to these guys. That's all.
I want to talk to Samson.
Thank you.
Look at my little,
Thank you, production.
bring my little trend scanner in here.
Fly me to the moon.
So nothing in my trend scanner is above basically 50% today, which is always, unless you're including like currencies, which you have the 6A to the upside, but everything else, anytime you have, crossed between, like, let's see, if you look at the indexes, I guess the NASDAQ is 74% to the downside here. So that's a lie. So that is probably the best market to trade directionally is NQ shorts at this point in time, or has been all day. But I like to see when they're all in alignment aggressively. Then it's kind of easy for the directional choice.
This is true, Soap. This is a better session than yesterday. I felt very, very bad for my friends who were trading the close yesterday. That was gnarly. XY had to spend like 45 minutes telling somebody to be nice. I don't plan to do that.
Yeah, it was a weird day.
It was weird. Everybody was in their feelings. You could tell when the market is doing stuff that makes everybody mad. Building volume lower, building lower, building lower. That was a good bearish ledge there.
Got an order at 84.75 to short the NQ just above the most local high.
I like that.
It is 84.75 and like 617 are kind of my two levels that I think are worthy of selling. Obviously, the lower being the more aggressive.
Let's see if they get a higher high here.
So much indecision.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Story time. Show you guys my NQ order here. But on my little scanner, the NASDAQ, oops, this thing just pixelated on me. Come on. Oh, darn it.
I'm going to get filled here, Jack.
Yeah, I just got filled, but unfortunately I've pixelated my... I can't get rid of it. Oh, shit. Close that out.
All right, 300 guys left. He went back to 62. Okay. This is a higher high off that low.
Here we go. Filled. And that needs a hold. Otherwise, 17s is my X expectation. Yeah, but that was an ATR increase to the upside, which I want to see it instantly stall, basically. To stop here is 627. First target 557.
Ah.
A semi timer. These are the markets I really like to use my timer because I'm like, if it's not working, like, man, just cut it or take it off. It's not a great market to stick in something.
And the 300 guy pulled. What a jerk.
Yes, he did.
$67 plus 97, 27. All right. Is that all she wrote? Hour 9 minutes left. Do you guys prefer Chinese water torture or Chinese finger traps?
I'll do the traps. I'll do the traps if I got to pick one.
Met soap. My scanner checks any market you would input into it as long as there's data for it. So, like, it would work on single stock futures, but, like, in my opinion, there's not enough volume right now to get the proper data. But almost any futures contract, if you wanted to look at like cotton or, I don't know, lean hogs, it'll work for that. It'll work for the currencies. It'll work for, all of those things. So whatever you decide that you want it to scan, it'll scan.
Six, going back to 6.
Yep. They're going to just send this now, aren't they?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't want to fade a late day rally into a CPI print. Looking for continuation. Worked for like 10 seconds. But it made a higher high off that low.
I got an order The short ES at 77.55 half too. So I don't know. If that is the low, then that is the low. 17s, it looks like, is where we're going though. Must be stall right here.
Oh.
Yep. I don't know, chat. Tricky, tricky, tricky. That's right, Jason. What up, Iculus? What up, Jens? How you stand? Jens going downtown? Didn't quite get to 29,600 there. There's no liquidity up there. And they bounced off that O2 guy like 1 billion times.
Why did I sell short? Well, trend has been down all day. And I just am seeing this as a potential resistance level. I mean, I'm just, my whole trading strategy is simply determine a directional bias, find an entry that I believe was going to go equidistant. So my stop and first targets are the same size. So there's a 50% chance in a random market theory that I get one of them hit before the other. So I'm just trying to find resistance levels. So, NASDAQ is the weakest market. That's why I'm shorting that one. The Russell had this ATR expansion lower as the rest of the markets have broken down. And a lot of times when you see that ATR bar, that's a change in pace, in my opinion. So that's an area where that if I have a stop above that, it theoretically should hold below that if that change in pace continues. So that's my reason I shorted the Russell. And then, the NASDAQ is just simply the weakest market. And I'm shorting a bounce here.
Or it just closes here at 77.50. I don't know. It's slowed down so much. It's like how much lower can I really expect to get out of this thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been slow. Even that whole sell-off was slow.
Yeah.
I mean, the largest bar we had, outside of the morning was at 11 o'clock bar, and it was 64 points on 5 minutes, which really isn't a whole lot for 5 minutes in the NASDAQ. The ES, the largest bar outside of the open, was 8 points. So it is just, and I think that's what makes anybody nervous when they're trading is just that I'm stuck in this trade. It's not moving, I'm not right or wrong right away. And then it makes you maybe overtrade or question your decisions. But that's why you just got to be systematic. So just let my stops and targets play out. And if I get my targets, great. If I get my stops, that's okay too. And if it's not working, then you come back tomorrow. So whose timer is that?
Was that real?
That wasn't me.
I
feel like that was somebody else. I feel like that was a recording. I feel like that was production. Was that production? Because it wasn't my timer. In fact, I've reset my timer. because I thought it was my timer, and then I looked at it.
Pretty sure it was the bomb that's obviously gonna go off or something.
Could be.
We have to defuse it. We have to defuse it before the market can move. Like that's what we're doing. Apparently.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite MacGyver episode where they're on the boat.
Could be. Final hour here.
How much did I make today? Not enough. No, I'm barely green today, guys.
Pabalushi, I don't know if anybody knows why the volume dropped since the beginning of August, because if anybody were to say for certain why, I would feel like they're lying. It's all just an opinion.
Yeah.
Like many things in the market. I could give you a reason. August is typically a slow summer month where many hedgies are just on vacation. Do I know that for certain that that's why the volume dropped? No. Is that something that people say? Yes. Is it true? Maybe. I don't know. Does it matter? No.
Yeah. It's true. Back to school's coming. This is like the busiest parenting week of my entire life right now. It's been crazy.
You ready for that parent teacher conference?
Oh yeah, those are great. We got a good teacher this year apparently, so that's good. You never know. It's always a roll of the dice. If you get one that's cool, if you get one that's grouchy.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yep. But nah, we like this teacher. She's rad. I'm lucky. I got a good kid.
So Mr. Josh Platinum says volume dropped because I sized up. 100% accurate. That could be
That's
it too,
all,
Josh.
Yeah.
That could be it too. But like I said, we don't really know. But what I do know is my risk per trade, my max potential profit, and everything else I just let the market figure out. Because I'm not the one moving it. Just making informed decisions on when to place risk and when to take it off. That's all we can do as traders.
That's 52.
I can tell you what, volume's going to pick up tomorrow when that CPI comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Speed is going to pick up when that CPI comes out. Volatility is going to pick up. That's an easy one.
Wasn't everyone mad this week because like you can't just roll prop accounts during CPI releases anymore, like news releases at 7:30?
So did everybody ban that or what?
I mean, somebody banned it. I don't know. I saw Twitter was in an uproar. So that's how I get my news these days, guys.
Of all the things, of all the crazy dumb things I've ever done, I have never done that. Just yeeted into a thing to pass some accounts. I feel like that's reserved for
reactions to CPI used to be a lot more extreme. I remember I saw a 400 point, I think it was in 2 minutes in the NASDAQ. That was insane. I was like, slippage out the wazoo.
Yeah.
Went short gold. All right, cool. Play the commercials, though.
I don't know. We could probably get copyright nipped.
Is that one? Would that be considered a infringement on their
I
copyrights?
don't know. You'd think they'd be excited that I was from.
I mean, man, if somebody was playing my commercial for free, I'd say play right
If
ahead.
they didn't, I'm sure they wouldn't even mind if they knew I was making fun of it.
Yeah, you know what actually happened? So I shared the NinjaTrader link for the sign up of the last competition they did on Instagram,
Okay.
and Instagram has banned me now from sharing links.
Oh,
Yeah, yep. So I can't share links. I can't even send a link in a DM now because they're like super sticklers on like anything finance related. I was like, really? I was like, we're giving away free money in a competition, and now I can't share links. I was like, I guess I shouldn't do that again. Bummer. All right. The Russell's finally going my way. I can tell you how long I've been in this trade, which is, you know, in these types of slow markets, I kind of expect my 25-minute rule to not really be too good. So, but I know I've been in this trade for more than 25 minutes. Actually, for some reason, my calculated timer is not going. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stop down above that local high. So just moved it down. Not a bunch, not like a huge difference, but it is a stop move down. And I'll be approaching, I think, another like 8 minutes or so, 25 minutes in the NQ. YM tanking? Is she? Don't cut her on my screen. She is. She's on lows. Wow, that reversal in the YM. So Caterpillar apparently was sending the YM higher this morning. And we were ripping in the YM, and we have just been completely reversed. Basically, the highs are 955, and we have been just getting crunked in the YM for the remainder of the day.
That's
just
a term I have not heard. This stream officially aged us without even trying. Jack, everyone now knows exactly how old we are.
Oh my gosh.
No.
I'm getting crunked.
Getting crunked. YM is crunk as all could be. It's taking out actually lows of Friday here. The YM is. Not only is it taking out lows of Monday, but we are approaching lows of Friday here. So if I can get these trades to work, I'm going to feel really good for a slow market. And that's part of like when I talk about some of the sizing I do, and it's all volatility based, because if you're trading, you know, let's say 2 MNQs, when we're ripping 100 points every 15 minutes, and you're trading 2 MNQs when we're moving as slow as we are, like in my opinion, you should be trading more than that, because the volatility is so low here that you can decrease the size of your stop. And that's why, so every time I'm placing a trade, my stops are just, you know, I'm $500 of risk, and it's just telling me how many contracts I need and just placing those contracts based on that. So I'm always, you know, and you can change that number 200, 300, whatever you're comfortable with. But just helps me remain a lot more consistent in my sizing. So I don't feel the pain of losing so much. Slower, fast markets better. I think so. It depends, because slow markets give you an opportunity to enter into slow markets. If you can get in them before they expand, are the best. But if they stay slow, they're kind of boring. But slower markets allow you to increase your size because you can use smaller, tighter stops. I think like really fast markets are like sometimes, I mean, it depends on, I mean, if you're trading 2-minute scalps, fast minutes are probably your bread and butter. I don't trade that style. So, you know, for me, it's like ideally, if there's a hard trend going into the close that I think is going to continue expanding, I love the Asia entry, because the Asia entry is a low vol entry. And if you can get like, you know, like look at gold over the last couple of days, just been ripping to the upside. That Asia low vol entry, that rally all day, that for me personally is my best trade. My look back period for my ATR indicators is 10.
Yeah, just reloading these previous bid spots still. I don't know. I can't get excited about either side of this thing. Trust me, I'm trying. Okay. Small flash. That was interesting.
Oh, let's see.
Lifting some here at 85. Hmm.
You get that pop to 17.
Yeah, I'm looking for 52 also, but I need it to be at least a little bit exhaustive up there. Also, when it gets there. This is a lot of buying. Also, that's a little bullish funnel on the DOM from 43 to 46. So if we can continue to hold that 46 spot, we don't dip back into that. Also, finally reset the delta volume profile for the first time the entire session, pretty much, since we started to sell off. So that at least tells me we have we have had a leg big enough to trigger a reset. Ghost has got me
Crawling in my skin.
Yeah, we doing Lincoln Park today. That's cool.
I mean, that's what it feels like. That's what this price action is.
I'm down.
Crawling in my skin. These words.
I like it. I like that.
Yeah, so like Mr. Monopoly, like the trade invalidation theory, like putting stops above highs or like lows of structure, that's just a different theory. And I mean, it can have credibility, but I can't tell you how many trades you see where you just, especially in slower markets, you sweep highs and then you reverse. I mean, look at the most recent high in the Russell. We literally just swept the high of the last 2 hours and then fell out of bed. So you're sitting there I don't really subscribe to that belief that if you just have a stop above or below a high, it's the best idea. My stops are just simply based on what the market's actually doing at all times. I mean, like, just think about this action we just had in the NQ. We literally took out the low of the day in one bar and didn't continue. So does that mean that long's invalidated? Everybody just that had their stop at the low of the day was taken out, and then there was no new low of the day. So does that make that theory correct?
This is kind of what I want to see really hold here for higher is 605. They put in so much work.
Here's 17s.
They're going to violently push this, aren't they?
I don't know. Nick, I do not know, dude.
This might, I mean, if not, we're going to reoffer like in the next 10 points.
I mean, NQ climbed the ladder back up through all of the nodes it built on the way down. ES has not.
Yeah, still looks like garbage.
Yeah.
That is fair. I don't know. This tape is just so slow. I want to press a button, but it's purely out of the fact that I'm sitting in front of a chart right now, not because it's a good idea or that it makes sense to because the tape is moving or there's a good opportunity to take a trade based on something I'm seeing. None of those things are true.
If I had like literally anything at 38 or 40, I would have something to lean on, but sometimes the market just like it decides to do. I mean, this is a bullish pattern that it's up to right now. If we make, especially if we make another high above 50 and a quarter, this is it putting in a good low. This is all this stuff. We got passive bid, nice tail, exhaustion, delta flip, all this buying, getting on sides, etc. But like, I didn't have an area of interest down there. I would have had to just be clicking the button in BFE. And that does not bode well for me ever. I spent many years
if we were to
doing
take
that,
out
so
swing highs, we have divergence here in between the indexes. That ES did not get the same high that the NQ did, which is, once again, just reflective of this tape that we're in, where the markets are simply just not in agreement, which is always a tougher market to trade. When the markets are all kind of moving the same direction, a little easier to trade. When they're moving different directions, it's more difficult.
What's up, man, dude? You're not a big Lincoln Park guy. Surprises me.
Didn't realize I sounded so much like him.
Is the chat just not moving or my computer frozen?
No, chat's moving like the market.
They're toast. Chat, let us know you're alive. Everybody, write down your favorite Linkin Park song right now.
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me think of my teenage angst.
Mm-hmm. Good old Chester. Mr. Monopoly, if you believe in the random market theory, yeah, you should try it out. Try it out on a demo account. Just place random trades and see if you get, of course there's going to be, other factors, but I mean, theoretically, if the market's random, right, then you should get 50%. You have a stop of 10 points and a target of 10 points. I mean, there is a natural drift higher in the indexes that there isn't in like commodities. Commodities don't really have a natural drift higher over time. Otherwise, oil would be at 4,000 and not, whatever it's at, $80 or so.
Oh, hell yeah, Blue Shark. I love those Drumeo things. Those are awesome. That actually got me, I went down a very, very deep Tool rabbit hole because of Drumeo. And I don't even like Tool.
I think Tool has an entire song based on the Fibonacci sequence. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Kind of cool.
Yes.
For miners, great. Remember the name. A bunch of what was the one he did with Jay-Z?
Who?
Linkin Park. Don't they have a song with Jay-Z?
They did a mashup. They were trying to. Yep, I remember that. I can still see it on the shelf at Hot Topic from 1998.
Yeah, I know the cover. Which ones did they do? It's on my gym playlist too.
No, thank you, production. Thank you, Austin. Thank you.
Collision Course. It was called Stowe.
Oh yes, nice. Thank you.
Yeah, it was Numb and Encore. Dirt Off Your Shoulders. I feel like there's one more.
Do you want more?
Points of Authority and 99 Problems. Yep.
All right. Yes, finally punched through that high.
The bid has finally thickened to summer viscosity over there on ES. It has not done this in a very long time, where we got 100 lots at most ticks up and down for at least 2 or 3 points. And here we go. Let's put the point of control at 607. Lord knows we spent enough time here today.
They're gonna wait till 3:45, 3:30, then we're just gonna do one or the other.
Now all ES needs to do is just stick its point of control right here, 77.50.
Hot Topic, I believe, just got bought out by somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know who, but I did see that.
I
Every
haven't
hot
been able
topic is now
Somebody-
a Spirit Halloween.
Oh yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Is
yeah.
it really?
I think
No
the
way.
parent company of Spirit, bought them
Oh, man.
or whatever. I don't know. I saw
They're
it
gonna-
on Instagram, so grain of salt.
Yeah, you're right on that.
I took Willow into Hot Topic a few months ago for the first time, just because I wanted to see what she would do. I used to go in there all the time because they had good vinyl records for very cheap back in the day. You could go in and get like discount LPs for $10, which is crazy. And I took her in there. We walked around for a second. She just goes, "Dad, this place freaks me out a little bit."
I feel like that's a good response. That's a good response.
I was like, "All right, man, let's go. Let's
She's
go."
not as goth as you want her to
No,
be.
she's not. No, it's cool. She can be whatever she wants to be. She doesn't need to be a goth.
What a positive. It's so encouraging.
Yeah, she's definitely in her cheerleader preppy phase right now. So I don't want to step in front of her style. Lord knows I don't have any to give her. So whatever she has, I'll just let her keep.
Oil really making a nice move over the last couple days. I think has been trending up. Really nice bounce off that swing low here today. Taken out of the Russell after a long wait. We'll see if that actually goes up. I could still get, there's my ES order.
Yes, wants to boost out of this.
I know. But how much boost could it have? I guess we only have 30 minutes.
All
I
of the
don't know.
boosts.
You think?
No.
Yeet, straight back to the open?
I mean, we've seen stupider things happen, but
I haven't seen that in a while.
that's,
I haven't
pretty much
seen-
all summer.
I haven't seen the V shape, everybody's dead down there move in a long time.
Yep.
They have been holding, they at least hold it here and then do that like as soon as Globex opens anymore. Oh man, the pain of watching IB low just stand there yesterday. Oh, brutality. I can't believe they didn't get to it.
Lack of follow through across the board.
So this is what I was watching for. This 52. I want to see this. I want to see this Klifsky here get revisited. And keep pushing out of its If it can get above this, Jack, your stop is in like the world's best place right now.
That's where I like it.
They know nobody wants to talk to 17. 300 guys still up there. It's
Bitcoin and CL are the only markets that I look at that are either above or below 1% move here today.
okay.
CL up 1.5 and Bitcoin down 1.15.
This delta is pretty crazy. This is just like, this is only buying. And it's all on sides on ES. There was at least some selling in there in NQ.
Yeah, we've been sideways here in the tightest little knot for 15 minutes of like 10 points.
You think we can get the VWAP biblical? Or are
Where's
you
it
doing a
at?
market call right now?
Are we doing market calls?
You're welcome to. We haven't had one yet. I wish
No,
somebody
I'm just
would.
going to review the only market call I need to make the rest of the year because I already made it.
Okay.
And everyone knows the low of the year was called.
That's true. That's true.
And
You
we
did.
are not even we are 30,000 feet above it. But I don't trade. So,
Nope. If only you did.
I mean, I would have probably been long with for cash down there at 17,000, whatever it was. No,
He
not
got so
17,000.
long, he retired. He went to an island that doesn't even have YouTube anymore.
23,000. That was it.
must be one of those very strict countries with the internet. Doesn't work very well. Well, the good news is tomorrow will not be this boring, guys. Tomorrow we'll have some action.
Famous that last words. You got
Yes.
the boys and me trading the open after CPI. When, you know, the hedgers are going to de-hedge or unhedge or take their positions off, whatever the terminology is these days. And then we're going to do nothing probably because that's done. I'm not done for August. I'm done for the year, basically, according to the chat.
I don't know how we get these reputations. It's probably because we were using fake names.
Yes, that is true. We are to the point that nobody even knows who is trolling who at this point.
It's
Case
true.
in point, Nick is in fact a stage name, but that's up to you guys to decide how far you want to take it. A lot of people go by their middle names in this world.
Jurga, elaborate on ATR bars last time. Can you please explain you're using them for only size and stop loss placement direction hint as well? Yeah. So like, for example, this is what I would refer to as an ATR failure actually on the NASDAQ. And so both the ES and the NQ had range expansions into new lows of the day. You can see both those bars are yellow as they made new lows. And then 25 minutes later, there's been no continuation. And now we have basically reversal to the upside. Now, what the NASDAQ had that the ES didn't, it would have been a little bit of a stronger long signal had the ES put an average true range expansionary bar up at 250, but we didn't. But you can see as soon as we did that here in the NQ, we've basically been bidding ever since. So that is something I look for, a directional bias. First of all, are we continuing from an expansion of range, which on the upside expansion of range, we are at 250. And did we continue from the downside expansion of range at 230? No, we didn't. So that's kind of like a hint you could use here for this specific case. Like that, we were trending down all day, and it kind of looks like at this point in time that's most likely the low of the day. We got 30 minutes left. And I would say that low is probably secure at this point in time for these indexes. And I would actually be willing to take longs now It's a failure to go lower.
There you go. There's a little pop.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take that ES short just the way this is setting up now.
Rusty, you crazy cat. You guys see this? You guys see this madness back here? Look at him.
Oh Lord, Rusty.
You're stuck up there, bud. What are you gonna do? How you gonna get down?
When are we getting his new toy or his
hammock?
Sky bed.
Sky bed. I gotta move the desk. I gotta figure out how to get a corner angle. You know what I mean? Everybody's got good setups, but then like I watched you go through nightmare of office madness with your setup, and I just don't know if it's worth it for me.
I mean, it probably isn't. I think your background's fine, and I think everything works currently.
Okay.
So maybe just throw Rusty. Maybe we just need a Rusty cam that we can just jump to.
Rusty cam.
Like literally just a shot of him, and we can just, you press a hotkey and it just switches your camera to the Rusty cam because he's doing some orange cat stuff.
I don't know. I don't want him to get embarrassed though. It's like I don't want him to, I've made the decision to stream in front of a bunch of strangers every day. I don't want to put that on Rusty. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Didn't quite run those stops at 640. But I got some exhaustion up here. So I'll be right or wrong very quickly. This is gonna yeet into next week. It should do it. Should do it now. That's not true, Frank. Cats certainly get embarrassed, dude. They get embarrassed for sure. Rusty falls off stuff because he's really clumsy. So he gets embarrassed. He's like, "Oh, don't look at me." Whenever he's doing stuff that isn't quite cat-like. It's like, "Oh."
No, Jirga, I do not necessarily like. Sometimes I'll cancel an order if I see something like start really picking up momentum in the direction of that I'm anticipating. But I use them, to size my position, and then I use them for potential directional bias. So like if you look at, this move down in the NASDAQ as we came out of highs, this yellow bar here at 1110, it was an expansionary bar, took out the lows of that consolidation phase. And then we basically drifted all the way down until we had another expansionary bar. And in this case, this was a continuation expansion, and this was a failure to continue. So that's really, and that's how I see them as being kind of important. They're either going to continue or they're typically like just failures.
Where's this guy? 44,
and that's exactly what we had. We had both here. We had a continuation at the beginning of this move down and an expansionary failure at the bottom. Just kind of highlights where, price is picking up speed. And especially on days like today, it's really important when it's really slow. Like if I ever see multiple in a row, it usually kind of gives me an idea that that's where the market wants to go. Very steady. Not a lot of two-sided, it's kind of been just grind down. Even this up move here, kind of grind up, like maybe one little pullback at I don't know, what time was that? 310, 305, like a very shallow pullback. And then just, we're not even 10 points off the swing low we just had in ES, and we've been in it for, 20, 30 minutes. I think we're moving higher now. I mean, I got limits below us, but we just haven't had that action. I like to see that action where we start moving higher and then get a pullback to get in. But it's just been kind of, once it turns, it's really just like a chase up, which is hard for me to like get in. Interesting though. Like if I had left my Russell ATR stop where it was, that position would be in profit. So, I put it one tick above the high, which just goes to show sometimes that, invalidation theory is just not non-existent. I do think we could stall here though.
Yeah, I have a feeling this short location I've been waiting for is about to become the point of control by the end of the day. But it is definitely, it's got the push higher vibes at the moment. Really absorbing a lot here at 636, 637. If they push through this passive guide, that's going to be really aggressive buying. So I'm watching for
Russell's
NQ to run.
Russell's going to take out its range low. Interesting enough.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is all
down.
NQ pulling ES up like this, huh? Okay.
Yeah. There really are such different markets. The Russell doesn't have the behemoths inside of it that the NASDAQ does. It doesn't have Apple. I don't think, it's not like weighted like NVIDIA. So, you don't get, if those stocks are moving higher, which was obviously going to drag the NASDAQ, it's going to have no effect on the Russell. Dow, after getting to Friday's low, has found its bottom as well. Gonna get that squeezy above that swing high.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. It worked for about 3 ticks. Well, shoot, man. Biblical. Did you make that call?
Here we go.
Let's go. Let's get that VWAP, baby.
Yep. Send it. Oh.
Oh,
this market is mid, as the kids say.
Depends on, so we're neutral bias in the MES and NQ. There's not much that's in a trend bias right now. The Russell's in a bullish bias, and let's see. So this is the biases, and then here the index is down here. So Russell's in a bullish bias, and the ES and NQ are technically neutral. Obviously, we're rallying out of these lows, but if we can flip above some of these, I refer to them as trend bars and ATR bars, those are all the way up at highs, but it's a neutral bias, which to me is just two-sided tape.
Oh, finally
like
a seller.
Not. And then as far as weak markets and strong markets, like the NASDAQ's still considered weak on my scanner. The 6C is about the only thing that's, if you look at the 6C, which probably not many of you trade, but Canadian dollar, that's the strongest bias to the upside. And if you take a look at that chart, it's just a lot cleaner. It's a lot slower. But if you look at it today, all day, it's basically higher highs, higher lows, pullbacks getting bought. 6A as well. 6A traded the midpoint of the day and caught a bid. And a lot of times, like if the NASDAQ and the ES, they're still on the lower parts of my trend scan, I would look at, what is the 50% retracement short for the day? And honestly, that would be an actionable area. And we're going to be running into that at 29,669 in the NQ. Actually, that is from the halfway back from the regular trading hours session high, and the NASDAQ is 29,688. And I'd actually probably be willing. I'm actually going to limit that short. The 50% retracement from the RTH high. I don't know if it'll trade, but if it does, I'll be right at close.
Finally, somebody came in and sold ES on that giant stretch. First seller to show themselves. Congratulations. We're all very proud of you. A 55.75 guy. But there's a big turkey up there at 60 still. Yeah, 63 is gone. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Took a stab at the NQ short here.
Yeah, I see him 2-on-2 as well.
Probably my final trade here 20 minutes ago. Somebody's always trading against you. I hate to tell you it. Biblical. Somebody's always on the other side.
That's the
Might
only
not
way
be
it
us.
works.
Yeah, it might not be us, but it's somebody. That's how you get your fill. Target my stop. Good luck. I hope you have that power.
I'm going to see if this 40 guy gets a fill. This 650, 640 was a pretty busy place. I mean, this seems like as good a place as any to put the point of control. It's not really a ledge anymore. It still is kind of. We'll see.
Starting the microphone. I'm sorry.
Another seller there, 52. Oh, we only got 15 minutes left. Pretty big. Yeah. I bet that becomes the point of control today. Good short, Jack. That was good.
Thank you.
I'm also trying a short here.
I almost ripped it at 52 again, but I don't know. I'm working against the clock.
Yeah, I was about to exit it like the second I entered because I realized what time it actually is, and like might be dumb. But then I see ES continuing to offer.
Yeah.
Now there's Delta Flip, so I'm gonna let this play out.
Nice. Wait a minute. Is that 2 days in a row for a trade?
I mean, I traded this morning too, but
What?
apparently if you don't trade in the afternoon, slow summer tape on trade the close, you
Slumber
never
tape?
actually take trades.
Whoa. It's got that slumber tape working.
Yep.
Love
Is
a good
that
slumber.
is that the tape that you put over your mouth so you don't snore? Slumber tape?
I think
that's
it's mouth
hostage
tape.
Okay.
It's just mouth tape.
Never done those. I've been getting a lot of ads for the those nose magnets that pull your nose open. You guys ever try those? Anybody ever try those?
Nope.
No.
All right.
I don't have really breathing issues when I sleep.
That you know of.
Oh, that's true. Next thing I know, I'm going to get diagnosed with like sleep apnea. No, my wife, I pass out usually significantly earlier than she does. So she would tell me if sounded like I was dying because I have several friends that have sleep apnea and it's a talking point. They are undiagnosed sleep apnea people. Their wife just make claim like you sound like you're dying when you sleep.
What is it? A CPAP machine?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think my sister has one of those. All right. Couple more minutes here till algo time. We'll see what the boys got in store for that. MD, are you a doctor? Is it an MD for doctor? You sound like you got all the diagnosis over there. You listed them all off. Hey, that's a doctor.
We left that little
I
guy
would like
alone.
the NASDAQ to go to 0, please.
I'm right there with you. ES really getting a nicer push down in the NASDAQ at this point.
It is. We're going to do it, though. We're going to get a nice puke into the close. And I don't have to take a trade until December.
Perfect. Christmas trade.
Yeah, from the TSA line, of course, as usual.
Go to see the fam. All right, 30 seconds, still algo time. My favorite quote.
Yeah.
Attention traders, it's algo time.
Dane, just send it to 0 for us.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
flashing. I'm watching the times and sales on my other screen. Oh, skipping around.
Maybe.
Yes, I'm glad I pulled my ES long. I didn't like where we
Attention
stalled in
traders.
the ES.
It's algo time.
Again, then we're getting
Did
two
we just-
algo times.
the heck?
Twice? Am I-
Just to double the fun.
What time
are we
is
in
it?
Are we in a simulation?
Yes, Nick. Yes. I've confirmed this multiple times.
Double gain.
Nothing like a 24-point candle that just has gone nowhere. Let me see those 10s flash again.
That's funny. My Delta volume profile just reset. Now it's all selling on the way down. All buying on the way up, all selling on the way down. Interesting.
Yeah, the delta on this whole move is weird.
Yeah, very weird.
Shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, CPI must have leaked clearly again for like the 8th time today. Remember when CPI was like a big thing and we really cared about it or were paying attention to it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it may be tomorrow for the first time in 2 years or whatever, but like 2023, when, you know, you would go on X and people are just saying like they leaked CPI and like actually not trolling, like actually being serious because of the way the day before the weird moves happened.
Yep.
And there was that one day that they did, in fact, apparently leak it like 5 minutes early. And it was very obvious that some large orders came in on that data.
Now you can subscribe to the leak, so it's different. Same theory. Well, Nick, double or nothing algo maybe can push you past
It's
that 615.
It's possible.
Here we go. Pushing back to the 610s. First target here is going to be 89s, 79s, 71s. I had targets all the way at lows of the day, but I don't think we got enough time to make that happen. So hoping we can move them down a bit.
All the way down would be crazy. That would be a sick move.
I think in the overnight session, we're going to take out the lows.
Yeah.
Just judging on this close. That's not a big call, but
It's been doing that. It seems to use the Globex time before Asia opens to get done what didn't get done at the end of RTH. I don't know that's just anecdotal for sure, but those have been my vibes.
ES is just on its own
Yep.
weakness here. Oh, Russell too did take out that low. And a new low for the Dow on the day here right now.
Really?
Should have been looking to short that one. But yeah. Dow
what the
is,
heck?
like I said, Dow is the only thing with a bearish bias on my scanner, actually, on the trend bias at least.
Nope, don't like this.
It did the thing. It did that goofy thing.
Gonna stop me. Well, that was fun, wasn't it, chat?
This is where they must have turned on algo time
My
a
God.
few minutes late here.
just whipsawing. Still in play. Just whipsawing me 15 points at a
You
time.
still in? You still in?
Still hasn't gotten tagged.
I mean, you got the point of control moved to 626 now. So, I mean, that's good. It's working. It's working for you.
Nothing ever happens, guys. That is today's lesson.
Did ES run that? It did by 1 tick. It came down and got these lows by a tick, and that's where it reversed.
There's just a lot of market on close orders from institutions that just buy and sell in large blocks at the end of the day. That moves things around as far as my understanding of it is.
You're supposed to give a much more mythical,
Yeah.
all-knowing answer,
Nope.
Jack.
Yeah.
So there are robots from Mars that only show up
It's a
in
better
the
answer.
last 10 minutes of the day because they try to maximize their work productivity because they're just so far advanced of us, and us humans just sit here and actually trade all day versus they just trade the close because they already know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that sells more newsletters right there.
I like that. I like that. I like robots on Mars description. This is very good.
All right, we'll run with it from now on. I mean, it's plausible.
Now they're going to send it to 0 because we're still in this trade, guys. We're still alive.
We went right to my entry just to tease me again. Yeah, Martians on close. Good one, Bori. The Martians on close. Martian on close orders.
Oh, man. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. Pun license revoked, Maury.
Hey, guys.
He's here.
Hey, Jim.
What's up, Jim?
Save us.
Well, I got to say this. I have a 10-minute E-mini S&P chart up, and I'm going to quote Shy Girl and say it is flaggy.
This is true.
Bear flaggy.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we were complaining this market wasn't moving. We got movement.
Yeah, 100 points from low to that swing high there in the NQ. It's not bad.
Nick, you're still short?
I'm still short. Trying to survive.
Trading to survive. And Jack, what are your positions right now?
2 minutes.
Just short from 50, 650 here in NQ. I'm probably going to let this run into the 415 time. I think we could get some movement into that. Otherwise, just close it out wherever it's at if I haven't hit anything.
All right. And Stowe, how about you? Are you out?
Yeah. So out.
So out.
I'll let these dudes do the hold into the close for today.
Right. I do have some good news for you, Stowe.
Okay.
Tomorrow, it's Sir Mix-a-Lot's birthday.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's my age. He's the rapper.
I haven't done a hip hop day in a while. Maybe that's what I need.
Are
this
you
up
in
a
his
bit.
music videos, Jim? I thought I saw you in one of them. Specifically his most famous song.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, also 1851, August 12th, Isaac Singer patents the sewing machine.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that was made by a man?
Isaac. Yeah. Crude 83.44. That's problematic. Bonds are 109 even. That's super problematic.
Come on,
There we go.
Snap
There
this
we
off.
go. Pound it. They're coming in for us. That rejection of 50s is, in my opinion, once again, hint of the continuation that we're taking out today's lows in Asia, or not Asia, maybe, but overnight.
Oh.
77.50. There we go.
ES back. What'd you end up doing, ES? 52? Yep. Nice. All right.
I'm sure I got stopped out.
Whew. Well, what a
Just
great
now it's
session.
delayed.
What a great session.
Love
Appreciate
that
you guys as usual. Let's give these guys a round of applause for a job well done.
Thank you, sir.
Nick and Jack are like, leave me alone. I'm still in.
Yeah, not in anything exciting, but
It's all right. So tomorrow, don't forget tomorrow, big day CPI tomorrow. Join us in the morning for the morning gap for that discussion. It's going to be awesome. Craig Buick from the CME Group is going to be our special guest. You can guess what the topic's going to be. Then we have Farm for Tape Talk, Leo and Kane doing prop talk and trading the open. And then XYZ, Nick and Stowe are going to be joining Leo and Kane for midday markets in the afternoon. Selma, Tanya, and Jack. Jack's going to be back tomorrow afternoon. It'll be good to see you again. So we have a full day, but we're not done when that bell rings, everybody. Don't forget, 4 p.m. East Coast time, we have the one and only Jared Tendler with the retail therapy session, 4 o'clock. He's going to coach a couple traders and talk about what they're going through and possibly ways to resolve that and to get better. So looking forward to that. Bring your Q&As. If you're hanging out in the afternoon, I will be there. It'll be super awesome.
Sweet.
So having said all that, guys, well, you guys are still holding strong. So best of luck to you two guys on the trades. And I do want to remind everybody listening to us, thank you for the subscriptions, the thumbs up, cool camaraderie, best trading community on the World Wide Web. And I've been involved in a lot of them over the last decades. So thank you for being part of that. And most importantly, most important message every day, especially today, please be safe out there. Be good to each other. We'll see you soon.
take care,
Thanks,
chat.
Matt.
Later, Jim. Later, boys.
Peace.
See you guys.